Hi everyone! Welcome to a new season of Surprise Guest with Pia Arcangel, where every episode is one big surprise at hindi natin alam kung sino ang ating makakasama because every episode is just one happy surprise conversation. And as usual today, napaka-excited ko na makilala kung sino ang ating guest for today. Meron akong makukuhang mga clues para malaman kung sino siya. Alamin na natin kung sino ang ating guest for today. Here's your Majesty! Call her Miss Eva from Drag Race. To the right one, siya ang Reyna. Our surprise guest for today, Eva Le Queen. Hi, Eva Le Queen. Oh my
Hello
gosh.
po, Miss Pia.
Hi,
Hello,
nice
Miss
to
Pia.
meet you. Hello. Ay, ganyan pala mag-hi.
Hello.
Hello,
Pag mahaba
hello.
yung nails.
Oo.
Hello.
Alam mo, I'm a huge fan. Gusto ko sanang manood nung brunch show nyo
Yes
a
po.
few months
Yes.
ago. Pero grabe, ang bilis maubos ng ticket, ha?
Ganun na nga po.
Well, it's been a while since Drag Race ended. What's keeping you
Yes
busy
po.
these days?
Ngayon po, andito ako I just finished na mag-film ng sequence sa The Right One. So currently, nasa set tayo ng The Right One. We're almost down na to the last few weeks of taping. At least nakakatuwa na even after Drag Race, parang hindi pa dito nagtatapos. And it's really nice to know na even drag queens like me are slowly starting to penetrate mainstream and especially a primetime show at the biggest network in the country. So sobrang laking honor. And yeah, this is what keeps me busy po, taping.
Wow. Is this your first acting job?
Yes po. Like, feeling ko po yung drag naman is like almost same. Pero kasi ano lang yun for a duration of 3 minutes. Depende lang sa kanta. But this one, talagang, it's my first acting job with the script. Iisipin mo yung camera. It's a new skill. I'm always excited to learn something new, especially to be alongside mga kilalang mga bitika na actors and actresses like si Miss Lotlot, si Miss AC, si Miss Alma Concepcion, sila Sermon, Bianca, Ruru, Mikey, everyone. At least yung first ko wasn't so hard.
Oh, I was gonna ask you about that kasi di ba minsan, this one I always like to ask kasi I personally, I get so starstruck kapag yung mga kasama ko sa trabaho or yung mga na-interview ko, napakaganda or talagang sikat na sikat. Meron ka bang starstruck moments here in your first serye?
In my first series, ang first starstruck moment ko talaga kay Miss Lotlot. Kasi si Miss Lotlot talaga, dati pa lang napapanood ko na siya eh. Pero the good thing about sa people dito sa set ng The Right One, they never made me feel like I'm a newbie. I never felt out of place. Talagang I was embraced and day one pa lang talaga I felt so blended na with all of them. Tinuruan nila ako paano magbasa ng mga prod sheet, call sheet, may mga numbers pala yun. And I just felt so at home the first time I was here.
So, would you say na na-enjoy mo yung experience being an actress? Na yun talagang, di ba? Yun na yun eh. Nung bago mong slash, di ba?
Yes.
Eva Le Queen actress.
Yes, my acting era. Sobrang na-enjoy ko po every day. Kahit minsan tuloy-tuloy after noon, may show ako. Then early pick up the next day. Talagang always looking forward. Lagi ako may energy. Kasi I'm always excited to explore. Lalo na kapag one take lang yung sequence. And then it's like, yay! Oh my God. Every day, I'm always looking forward to explore new things, especially with acting. Nakakatuwa po talaga.
Curious ako, habang tinitingnan kita, grabe, sobrang ganda ng makeup mo. Parang so fresh and so glam at the same time. Siyempre, di ba, like, kami, those who watched you on the show, on Drag Race, nakikita namin yung makeup process nyo na napakahaba. Dito ba sa show, ikaw rin na nagme-makeup sa sarili mo?
Yes po. Actually po, I'm so grateful with the Right One kasi mula sa outfit, sa wigs, sa makeup, they gave me the creative freedom talaga to do it. For me, important yun as member of the LGBT and as a drag queen, kumbaga. This is the first acting project na tinanggap ko because it allowed me to express myself not as a stereotypical na role ng LGBT as like fashion forward. Medyo may pagka-evil ng konti yung character but very human. And I want to present this na parang, yeah, pwede naman na talagang visually attractive. Andun na yung comedy and whatnot. Pero they allowed me to do everything. Pero syempre, ano pa rin siya. Medyo tiname down natin yung role. So my role is Queenie. So yung makeup ko, hindi siya kasing drag as I normally do it. I tamed it down para hindi masyado mag-stand out. Baka sabihin nila Miss Bianca. Sabihin na naman na iba, parang ina-outshine ko sila. Pero syempre,
Pero
sweet
hindi mo
lang.
ginagawa yon. Oo, just to
Hindi ko
clarify.
kaya. Hindi ko kaya. Tsaka onti lang yung airtime.
Make the
Pero
most of the airtime, di ba?
yeah. So parang natutuwa sila kapag lalabas ako ng tent. Parang, oh my God, everyone's looking forward kung ano namang outfit
Oo
ni
nga.
Queenie ngayon.
Oo. And pati yung makeup. Ikaw ba ang pinakamatagal mag-makeup? Hindi naman.
I think po, ako talaga yung pinakamatagal mag-makeup. Kasi nahihirapan akong i-tame down eh. Kasi drag talaga sa amin, pure like, iba talaga
Oo.
yung dimensions ng drag eh. So, for this one, lalo na pag sinasabi nila na, Miss Eva, tone down daw po yung makeup today. Parang hirap na hirap akong mag-tone down ng makeup.
So mas mahirap pa pala na tone down, no? Kasi nga, sa bagay, kasi yun yung nakasanayan mo. So, like kung
Yes
wari,
po.
mga how many levels or degrees ang pagka-tone down mo?
Parang malala. Siguro I toned it down like around 50%. Like,
Wow,
ginagamit
50%.
ko yung totoong kilay ko. Normally, for drag queens, kasi
Ah,
we block our brows, tapos we
okay.
draw a new brows. Kasi the
Ah,
idea of drag is to create a new dimension in the face, parang
mm,
ganun, para mas snatch. Because you're trying to hyper-feminize. Yun yung goal ng
mm,
drag, eh, to
mm.
exaggerate the female features. Pero for this serye, for the role of Queenie, she's not exactly a drag queen. Eh. She is, I would say the role is non-binary, pero she doesn't identify as woman, she doesn't identify as man. Kumaga
Mhm,
talagang ano lang siya. But it's still, hindi kasi siya drag, kasi drag is not a form of gender expression. Eh. So I was
mhm.
very careful not to cross that line para alam pa din ng tao na, ayun si Queenie, she is really a different being, pero hindi siya drag.
Okay. Well, speaking of drag, kasi nga parang, like, the way you were describing it, it's a craft, diba? It's an art, it's a
Mhm.
profession. Can you tell us
Yes.
your journey getting into drag? Paano ka ba nag-umpisa? And how long ago did you actually start doing your drag acts? Is that the term, drag acts?
Yes,
Or
drag performances.
drag performances?
Nag-start po ako ng drag when I was in Singapore in 2017. So dati nag-ano lang kami, parang naglalaro-laro lang kami pag long weekends kasama ng mga
Mhm.
friends ko. We will go to a resort in Indonesia. Tapos maglalaro lang kami, kukunin namin yung mga kumot, yung mga yung mga cortina, magmi-Miss Gay Lotto kami. Doon lang talaga nagsimula yun eh. Nagsimula lang sa ganyan. Tapos every year, palala ng palala yung preparations ng mga friends ko. From dati, mga kumot lang hanggang sa may mga nagpapatahi na talaga ng damit, may nagdadala ng glam team, hanggang sa
Mhm.
naging tradition na siya sa amin. And then one time, in one of the events, we invited a drag queen in Singapore to judge dun sa laro-laro naming beauty pageant. And then
Mhm.
she said, parang, why not i-try mo mag-drag for, ano lang, for fun. Pinasa niya yung pangalan ko sa isang amateur drag competition sa isa sa mga clubs doon. And I had zero experience. But after the competition, I finished off first runner-up. So naisip ko, parang promising. And then when I saw myself transformed, inaral ko, YouTube, tapos paturog. I really enjoyed it eh, like the transformation. Yung pag-transform mo and knowing na pwede kang bumalik. You can be anything. Anything that you imagine. You can be the image of your own imagination and then go back to it. Sobrang na-inlove ako dun sa concept na yun with drag. Get to channel a different persona of someone that I could never be outside of drag. So, nakakatawa. And also, knowing na itinatanggap siya ng maraming tao kahit na baguhan pa lang ako. Then, I started performing in clubs in Singapore. When I came back here in 2019 dito sa Pilipinas, one of the clubs took me in as probation. And then, 2020, nagsara yung mundo. Then the next thing I knew, I was applying for Drag Race Philippines. And now we're here.
Wow! But before you joined your first drag competition in Singapore, as in, maliit na bata ka pa lang, mahilig ka na talaga mag-perform, yung singing or dancing, ganon?
Feeling ko talaga may ganun eh. Kasi I remember nung bata ako, nagsusuot ako ng mga tuwalya. Tapos kunwari, sa salamin. Tapos sasayaw ako ng kapag tumibok ang puso. I
Ay,
don't
kay
know.
Donna
I
Cruz
think
pala, okay.
Donna Cruz pala. Ay, naku, nahuli na. Nalaman na nila kung ano yung, anong generation ako.
Oo nga, pareho tayo.
Tapos pag may mga plays sa school, gusto ko yung mga role ng mga kontrabida tulad ng Grendel's mother, yung sa Baywall. I will try that.
Wow.
And then
Okay.
any chance I can dress up, Halloween, Christmas
Mhm.
party, or any ano sa mga companies, talagang madalas nila akong gamitin pampasaya, pampa-good vibe, kahit sa mga
Oh.
work ko dati. So, pero it never crossed my mind to go as far na magda-drag din talaga ako. Parang feeling ko lang, they just like my energy. But then, now that you mentioned it, Miss Pia, no, looking back, baka nga I was really made for it. Noon pa lang.
Oo.
Hindi ko lang na-realize.
Yung persona mo na Eva Le Queen, paano naman na-form yon or na-develop yon? Mahilig ka kasi talaga sa kontrabida, ganun ba yon?
Yes. So parang when yung drag queen na sinasabi ko kanina that ushered me in sa mundo ng drag asked me, parang dapat yung name mo is it should have a drag persona. Ano ba yung image ng babae that really fills your fantasy? Because I've always had fascinations talaga with villains. Evil queen. Parang una, parang gusto ko na parang evil
Ah.
queen. I wanted something very rich, opulent, a strong, dark female energy. Evil queen, evil queen, evil queen, evil queen, evil queen. Oh my God, evil queen. That's my name, evil.
Pero ang galing ha, parang yung pagkaka-form mo nung image and parang the persona, very ano siya, very fierce, 'di ba?
Yes.
May fierce aspect pero hindi siya pure evil. I mean, hindi siya the pure evil that we see dun
Yes.
sa movies. Tama ba yung interpretation ko?
Yes, tama po. Kasi parang for me, sabi nga nila, parang evil queens are princesses that were never saved. So parang for me, it's also very human. Kung titignan mo, lahat ng mga villains, they were driven into that madness through some pain or they were forced into that character, but they were labeled as such. Pero no one really asked, baka naman that character was a character in pain or a character that was treated unfairly. Parang ganon. Parang yung kwento ni Alpha ba? Actually, yung Wicked nga, nakatattoo siya dito eh. Kasi parang, yun yung feeling ko na parang lahat ng tao are capable of goodness and evil. Parang ako, sa ano na to, I'll take the side of those, yung mga nasaktan at naghiganti. Kasi
Wow.
mas relatable sila than damsels in distress and princesses nowadays.
Parang it gives them ano, no, a different dimension. Parang it's not so much what you
Yes.
see is what you get. There's more to what you see.
Correct. Yes, exactly
Sa
po.
first impression. Pero, Eva, I'm curious, when you started your drag journey, was it
Mm-mm.
easy or difficult for you to explain it to your friends and family?
Sa friends ko po, madali eh. Like, madali talaga sa friends na. Because they knew na parang when they found out na I was performing dun sa isang club sa bar, lahat ng Pilipinong bakla pupunta doon. Parang akala mo, every competition ko, kasi it's a weekly competition eh. Every competition, akala mo may laban ni Manny Pacquiao kasi Pinoy pride. May Pinoy pride.
May
So
dala silang
talagang
flag.
kulang na lang magdala sila ng ano, talagang nabibingi yung buong club kakasira, Iba, Iba. And talagang laging panalo ako when it comes to audience vote. Tayo talaga mga Pilipino, susuportahan talaga natin, lalo na pag OFW. Sa
Mhm.
family ako medyo nahirapan yung siya because my parents, they grew up in a different generation, I'd say. When I first came out kasi as drag, out naman ako sa parents ko. So, at that time, alam ng parents ko na meron akong same-sex partner, and ganyan.
Mhm.
Pero for them, the concept of knowing na yung anak nilang lalaki ay nagbibihis babae, parang it's a hard pill to swallow para sa kanila. They first saw me on national television with another show. Yun yung una nilang nakita ako in drag eh. So, it was hard for them to accept it at first. Kumbaga, ito lang yung nakikita nila eh. Parang, nagbibihis babae ka, ano, magpapa-opera ka na rin ba? Parang, no, hindi ako trans. I am a drag artist. But it's hard to explain it talaga. Kasi automatically, they will judge everything by face value lang. So I had to explain to them na hindi nyo man mag-gets, huwag nyo na lang akong pigilan sa ginagawa ko kasi wala naman akong ginagawa pala. So it carried on until Drag Race came. So sa Drag Race, maganda na subaybayan nila yung journey ko sa Drag Race. Mas naintindihan nila why I do what I do. Na hindi ka lang nag-makeup, hindi ka lang nag-BS. You are trying to represent something bigger than yourself. That opportunity came, they understood it. So, nung natapos yung Drag Race, my parents are now very, very supportive of my drag. Napanood na rin nila ako mag-perform, at least once. Nung ano nang talaga siya, it's a matter of, hindi mo pwedeng ipalunok basta-basta sa mga tao. I think that's the concept of coming out. Not just
Mhm.
because nag-come out ka, the acceptance needs to go both ways. You also need to understand that some people, like your parents, may take time
Mhm.
para nila ma-accept.
But would you say na the acceptance has fully come at this point?
Yes, it has fully
Mhm.
come. You know, Miss Pia, medyo naiyak pa ako nun. Kasi nung panahon ng Drag Race, ano yun pandemic kami nag-shoot eh. So 2 years na sarado yung mga club. So walang-wala talaga kami. And yet, we are faced with the biggest challenge of representing Filipino drag to the world. So talagang nanguutang ako ng pera, ganyan. Kasi hindi ako nanghingi sa nanay ko kasi alam ko nga na hindi niya accepted. Siguro naririnig niya ako sa kabilang kwarto na nanghihiram ako ng pera. So nung lumabas ako, sabi ng tama, kailangan mo ba ng pera para dun sa project na sinasabi mo? Di kasi sinasabi drag race. Sabi ko, kailangan ko, ganyan. So maya-maya, pumasok siya ng kwarto, lumabas siya, may dala siyang sobre.
Hi, I'm Howie Severino. My colleagues and I developed this idea of creating a podcast as a safe space for sharing insights with leaders and interesting people across diverse backgrounds. I've been a journalist for 33 years as a newspaper reporter, news anchor, online editor, and documentary maker. But podcasting is fresh territory for me. Check out the Howie Severino podcast, an original for GMA News and Public Affairs. New episodes will stream every Thursday. Listen for free on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and other platforms. Empower yourselves and be safe.
When you started your drag journey, was it easy or difficult for you to explain it to your friends and family?
Out naman ako sa parents ko. So, medyo naiyak pa ako nun. Kasi nung panahon ng Drag Race, talagang nanguutang ako ng pera, ganyan. Kasi hindi ako nanghingi sa nanay ko kasi alam ko nga na hindi niya accepted. Siguro naririnig niya ako sa kabilang kwarto na nanghihiram ako ng pera. So, nung lumabas ako, sabi ng tama, kailangan mo ba ng pera para dun sa project na sinasabi mo? Di kasi sinasabi Drag Race. Sabi ko, kailangan ko, ganyan. So, maya-maya, pumasok siya ng kwarto, lumabas siya, may dala siyang sobre. And it was like, yung buong pension niya, binigay niya sa akin. Sa siguro 50% ng budget ko, ganun kalaki yung amount na yon. At pension niya yon. Kumbaga, yun nga, yung thought na, hindi naman niya naiintindihan yung drag eh. Ang naiintindihan lang niya is importante sa akin. So, sinuportahan niya ako.
Oh.
Tapos na yun, nakita naman niya yung performance sa Drag Race. And then, she was really proud. Kung nasan ako ngayon, pinapakita ko sa kanya. And nakikita niya naiintindihan na niya kung ano yung drag na. Drag is a form of art. Kumbaga, para siyang painting. Para siyang painting to a painter. It's like music to a singer. It's like dance to a dancer, performance art. Kami, this is the canvas. And this is the form of art. This is an artistic expression. And na-entertain yung mga tao, na-inspire yung mga tao by doing what I do.
Mhm.
So, nagigets na nila yun eh. So, pag pinapakita ko sa kanya, natutuwa ako na siya. Sinasabi na niya yung words na, ay, ang galing, nakakatuwa, ang ganda mo dyan. Dati hindi niya ako matignan sa bestida, hindi niya ako matignan na nakadamit. Ngayon, na-appreciate na niya talaga.
Was it in that moment na na-realize mo na parang, oh, I think my parents have fully accepted what I do?
Yes, definitely. Sabi ko kasi noon na parang, alam niyo, ako bilang bading, hindi naman ako ikakasal. Normally, for some people, ang peak ng buhay nila is getting married or magkakaroon ng anak, ganyan. For me, ang peak ng buhay ko is this. It's drag. Ang pangarap ko lang sa buhay is ma-share ko yung drag ko sa mga magulang ko. The way my sister would have shared her life with her husband. Parang ganon. Parang ito na yung buhay ko. Ito na ako. Ito yung bagay na mahal ko. So sana matanggap nyo rin. So parang talagang nung pumuattend sila nung finals ng Drag Race, yung final viewing, I think that's it. Parang akong kinasal nung araw na yun. It's that. Talagang sobrang happy.
Mas mahirap ba to explain it to your dad than to your mom? Di ba minsan sinasabi kasi nila mas mahirap i-explain sa tatay kesa sa nanay?
Mas nahirapan ako sa nanay ko kaysa sa dad. Kasi I think my dad always knew na I'm different. Feeling ko yung nanay ko, mas conservative talaga siya. Like,
Okay.
Galing talaga siya sa probinsya from a conservative family. My dad talaga laking Maynila na siya. So, mas open siya sa ganun.
Pero tapos siya pa yung yung talagang binigay pa niya sa'yo from her pension. Hindi ka naman niya siningil nung umabot ka na ng finals.
Wag muna. Hanggang hindi ko pala mapayapan.
Baka
Hindi ko pala
maalala niya, no?
napapayapan. Naku.
Baka maalala niya pag napakinggan na niya to.
Correct.
Sorry, Eva,
Ibabalik,
napaalala ko pa.
ay nako, lagot. Hindi,
Lagot
ibabalik
na.
ko naman yun. Ibabalik natin siya in different form.
Oo,
Okay.
may balik naman talaga yon. Pero
Yes.
speaking of, kasi some people think na parang when you do drag, kailangan mo lang naman magbihis at mag-makeup. Pero hindi pa magastos talaga yon. Kasi gagastosan mo talaga yung makeup mo, yung wigs, the accessories, the clothes.
Ako, kasi I'm also a corporate manager before. So, other than performing, I'm also a producer. I'm also a manager. So, parang ako, I take my drag as my business. So, just like any business, you really have to invest on it. Kasi kahit naman anong paninda, for example, kahit ulam, for example, karinderya, talagang you have to invest na masarap yung pagkakaluto mo, you get the best materials na kaya ng budget mo, yung best ingredients na kaya ng budget mo. Para the more you invest in it, and the more customers that you get in return. Just like anything else, kahit naman siguro singers or mga dancers, talagang nag-invest din sila sa gamit. They take care of their voice, nag-rehearsal sila. Ako, other than pagbili ng mga wigs at mga damit, nagtitraining din ako for flexibility, nag-improv classes din ako, ganyan. Because regardless kung drag queen ka or hindi, the way to go is if you opt for growth talaga, then more opportunities will come for you. Kasi walang mangyayari sa'yo kung hindi mo i-elevate yung skills mo. And lagi namang nandyan yung opportunities. Basta open-minded.
Yeah, alam mo, Eva, I remember dun sa show, I don't know if the term is showdown. The one when you had to create a costume, yung challenge, isa sa mga
Design
challenges.
challenge.
Yes,
Yeah.
the design challenge. And then si Rahul Laurel parang really broke down your outfit. It was a very emotional moment for you on television. How would you describe that experience? And how would you describe yung relationship ngayon ninyong dalawa ni Rahul Laurel?
Ako, pag narinig na naman ito ni Sir Raho, ano yun siya. Well, looking back doon, nung panahon na yun, it really broke me. Also, ano yun, parang week 8 na ata yun, or week 7 na yun. Imagine we are in solitude, bubble taping kami nun. So, andun na rin yung pagod siguro talaga, and physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion. Kaya talagang it broke me down. Pero looking back, when I was being critiqued, naalala ko, I was able to maintain my composure. I only broke down nung nasa backstage na ako. Alam ko kasi na ginawa ko yung best ko nung design challenge na yun. With all things considered, given the time that we had, given the resources that we had, that was the best I could have mustered at that time. So kahit nagustuhan siya or hindi ng mga tao, I don't think I could have done anything better. Kasi yun na rin naman yun eh. So there's no point beating myself up. Hindi man siya magustuhan ng mga judges. Also, parang looking back, I think it was an opportunity na sa akin lang napunta. Kasi although it's a design challenge, what was offered to me was an opportunity to display character and who I am as a person, not just as a drag queen. How many times have people done your best tapos nasabihan ka ng mga masasakit na salita, di ba? By the end of the day, talagang sa competition na yon, pwede kang i-measure by your dancing skills, by your design skills. Pero yung makita ng buong mundo kung paano ka pinalaki ng mga magulang mo, ano yung values na dala-dala mo, that was tested at that very moment. I would say I triumphed. Kaya, nung nakita kami ni Sir Raho, parang sabi ko, Sir Raho, honestly, I couldn't complain. Kasi because of what happened, everyone thought that I was really something else. It's because of that na natatak sa isip ng mga tao kung sino si Eva Le Queen. People rooting for me because of that.
So now you parang grateful also to Sir Rahul Laurel for, parang, I mean, we all naman appreciate critique in our, diba, in our profession. It really helps you for the better. So it's just hard sometimes to take it at that moment, but it's really for the better.
Correct. And we've talked about it na. Kasi kami, parang Miss Pia, after taping Move On, next episode, ganyan eh. So we only processed it a year after nung nag-air na siya sa TV. Nung nag-air siya sa TV, it's like experiencing it again for the first time. Eh. You think you know what you know. Pero nung nangyari yon that very day, after a few weeks, tsaka kami nag-usap ni Sir Raho. We went out for dinner, we talked it out. Things happen. And people would say things about him, about me, about the entire encounter. Pero what's important was what was between me and Sir Raho. We were good friends and we knew that was just a moment in time. There's no point parang reducing everything, all the amazing things that happened in Drag Race to that moment alone. So parang,
Oo.
let's just move forward and celebrate the entire season.
Eva, this is one of the things that people remembered from the show. But I think another thing that people remembered from the show also about Eva Le Queen is you making a political statement. Was that something you planned? Yung making a political statement?
Yes, I think for me kasi, first and foremost, drag talaga is political. It was built upon activism. Yung origins niya from the Stonewall riots, the continuous fight of the LGBTQIA+ for equality. Talagang drag queens have been at the forefront of our fight for equality. Pero parang for me, I do not intend it politically. Kasi naniniwala ako na lahat ng gawin natin, one way or another, is political. Whether you choose to, as a biological male, you choose to dress up as a woman in a heteronormative society na kinokondem yung mga tao na nagsuot ng pambabae or kinokondem yung members of the LGBT. That alone is already a political statement. Gumaga, for me, yung political is not just merely being confined sa polarizing na if you identify to a certain political party. What I try to do every time is to speak my truth. Kumbaga, if people view it as political, that's probably not the intent. I am an artist. I do what I do. I tell a story. I speak my truth. And if people see it politically, medyo ano yun, Miss Pia, hindi talaga siya intentional. But what I would encourage people to also speak their truth. Will you live your life talaga being authentic to your principles and your values?
Parang the way you explain it, no, it means also you understand very clearly the role that you play in society. Because sabi mo, you know, the origins of this, parang it all started out as a form of fighting for equality. Do you think there will be other forms of parang fighting for equality? Parang mag-evolve pa ito? Or parang how do you see it going in the future?
I think, for example, itong drag, sa dami ng mga shows na ginawa ko after Drag Race, siguro mga 90 to 95% ng fans namin are all females. Females na usually kasama yung anak, yung asawa nila. And then, some drag shows may mga bata. So parang, for me, the concept of drag, now that it's taken the mainstream, parang yun yung nakikita kong it doesn't have to be a fight na na may friction. Another way to fight probably is also through living the best life that you can and inspiring people, whoever you are. Like yung drag kasi, suddenly, hindi na lang siya niche market, hindi na lang siya for members of the LGBT. It's something that is being enjoyed by everyone from all walks of life. Nakita naman natin sa Drag Race na yung mga drag queens ay mabuting anak, bait na kapatid, kapagmahal na partner. Just by being who we are, it helps people understand na hindi kami iba sa inyo. And that is the core essence of equality. We are all one and the same, regardless of gender or of our sexual orientation. We are all one and the same. So, bakit may mga rights na sa inyo pwede sa amin hindi? Maybe it's that. For me, that's a better way to fight. When they try to understand, you don't impose. You let them understand it. I know matagal siya, it's gonna be a long process. But I think it's worth it. It's worth that fight.
Pero ang ganda na sinabi mo na now that after the show aired, parang nag-widen yung market ninyo na in your shows.
Yes.
Even kids watch your shows now and they appreciate the art form, di ba?
Yeah.
Ako, one of the things that I appreciate most about yung drag performances, not just of course the singing, the dancing, but also the comedy, the humor in it. And I remember yung humor mo, grabe, Eva. Curious ako kung nakilala mo na in real life si Rufa May Quinto. Kasi di ba siya yung ginaya mo dun sa Snatch? So have you met?
Hindi pa kasi nasa USC Miss Rufa May during that time nung ina-air siya. Pero nakakatawa si Miss Rufa May. Talaga nagme-message siya sa Instagram. Sabi niya, go, go, go for the gold. Sabi niya, I love you. Sobrang hindi others si Miss Rufa May. Kaya nakakatawa. Actually, sabi ko, pag umuwi siya, sabi ko sana magkaroon kami ng chance na magkita or magkaroon ng kahit isang show lang or kahit kahit mag-moment lang kami, wag na namin i-vlog. It's just, sobrang gay icon kasi talaga si Miss Rufa May since way, way back. Kaya nung ni-recreate ko yung buba na na buba scene niya, sobrang iconic at sobrang saya din niya. Sobrang nice ni Miss Rufa May. Talaga nag-reach out din siya. Pinalo niya ako sa Instagram, napakalaking bagay niya.
Nag-follow back ka naman.
Pinag-isipan ko muna. Pero syempre, nag-follow back ako. Siyempre.
Baka chine-check niya, pina-follow ba ako ni Eva Le Queen?
In-unfollow na niya ako.
Hindi, pero isa ba to sa mga most requested acts mo, yung pagaya kay Miss Rufa May?
Yes, they requested. Pero parang it's something kasi na parang ayokong gawin ng gawin.
Oo,
Kasi
kasi,
ayokong ma-reduce into that. Tsaka parang, ano na yun, that was a special moment in time lang. Kasi hindi naman po talaga ako in person. Hindi ko alam anong sumapi sa akin ng Snatch Game. Bakit maganda siya. So hindi ako sure kung kaya kong i-replicate yung performance na yun.
first time mong gayahin si Miss Rufa May nung Snatch?
Yes po. It's the first
Okay.
time.
Akala ko baka parang nagawa mo na siya before tapos you redid the act. So first time mo pala yon.
Yes, first time.
Ay, ang galing ha.
Parang,
Wow,
ay, naku, si Miss
nakakabilib.
Rufa May. Saka yung character kasi ni Miss Rufa May, mas madali siyang, for me, parang madali siyang gawing nakakatawa. Parang wala akong sasabihin mali kapag si Miss
Kapag
Rufa
yung
May yun.
character.
Yes, kahit anong sabihin mo, tama yan.
Tama, yung line lang na yun, natatawa na ako eh. Pero Eva, grabe, nakakatuwa because ang dami mong ginagawa now after the show, and you said na parang during pandemic it was very difficult. Syempre, yung livelihood was parang shut down because there were no live performances and all. So now that you're doing all the things that you're doing, do you look back to like maybe 2-3 years ago and parang just see how far you've come?
Madalas po namin pag-usapan palagi yan. There was a time na parang hindi ka man lang order ng Grab, or there were days na hindi ako makabayad ng rent, or hindi ako makabayad ng kuryente because wala talaga. During those times, nagpa-perform kami sa Facebook, sa Zoom, online. Minsan nagpa-perform kami, magsa-start kami ng alas 10, matatapos kami alas 6 ng umaga. Halos mamalat na yung mga lalamunan namin para lang mag-tip yung mga tao online. I also remember the times na nagtatrabaho pa ako sa bar. Because, the bar, you don't really earn much sa bar talaga. Kasi siyempre, sa bar, ang dami yung pinapasahod doon. Bukod sa'yo, meron pang security, meron pang waiter, server, ganyan. Ilan kayong drag? So, para lang mabuno mo yung pamasahe mo pa uwi, kailangan mo manghingi ng tips. Dito sa Pilipinas, hindi naman talaga tayo tipping country. So, we have to go around club na may hawak na box. Share your blessings. For me, parang parang I have to do that before para lang makauwi ako after a show. And to think na I gave up a good life in Singapore to do drag. Maraming ganung doubts, Miss Pia. Parang ito na ba yung buhay na pinili ko? Sigurado ka ba? Pero it also makes me realize na kailangan mong paghirapan para pag nandiyan na yung blessing sa harap mo, mas ma-appreciate mo. Mas aalagaan mo siya. Mas pag-iibigan mo kung anong opportunities na meron ka. Kasi there was a time na walang-wala ka talaga. And everything that you have were just once things that you wish you had before. And ayun, always grateful. Madalas namin gawin ni Marina Summers yan ni friends. Parang, tayo, naalala mo dati. Dito tayo, ganyan, ito lang ginagawa. That's why we're always very excited with whatever opportunities are in front of us. Sana magtuloy-tuloy pa din.
Oh, nako. Well, Eva, congratulations on all the opportunities, the new opportunities that have come your way. But before we wrap things up, Nax, eto may pahabol na game.
Ay, may game.
Oh, short game lang. Siyempre,
Okay,
nandito ka,
stretching lang
kailangan may game. Oh, stretch ka na. Ako rin, mag-stretch ng konti. Okay. Fast Talk Mini Challenge with Eva Le Queen.
Oh.
Ay, kaya-kaya yan. So, kailangan mabilis. Ako kasi yung laging mabagal sa game na to. So, bibilisan ko. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Eva Le Queen, bangus o tampalpuke?
Tampalpuke.
Alam mo yung tampalpuke in English?
Flounderfish.
Very good. Okay, next. Go, go, go or todo na to?
Go, go, go!
Shante you stay or sashay away?
Shante you stay.
Dapat lang. Nako, working with Ruru or working with RuPaul?
Oh my God, ang hirap niya na.
O baka nandiyan si Ruru sa likod mo eh.
Working with RuPaul.
Because syempre, the icon for drag, di ba?
Siya kasi yung life hero ko. If RuPaul didn't do what he did, I would not have found the joys. RuPaul basically saved my life. Parang ganong levels kasi si Mother Lee.
Oh, imagine pag nag-meet kayo, no? Ang exciting siguro nun.
Oh my gosh, malapit na.
Ay, nako! May nakaschedule kayong meeting with RuPaul.
We're going to DragCon LA in May. So lahat ng drag
Ay, ang saya!
ng Ru girls from all over the world are invited.
Oh, ang saya naman nun. Abangan namin yung mga posts mo ha. Okay, next. Magaling sumayaw o magaling mag-lip sync?
Magaling mag-lip sync.
Okay, last na. I am Eva Le Queen and I am blank.
I am Eva Le Queen and I am the Queen. Wala nang nasabi.
Your Majesty, period.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Oh, nako, Eva, thank you so much again for taking time out to be with us dahil alam namin you're in the middle of your taping day. But before we go, meron ka bang message for all your fans, all your supporters, and those who look up to you and, one day also want to try, their hand in drag as an art form?
Yes, through all my fans and supporters. Actually, minsan, Miss Pia, hindi ko pa rin iniisip ano bang tamang ginawa ko sa buhay ko to have these people in my life. Na talaga, may mga tao talagang walang sawang sumuporta eh. Just a few months ago, parang I was just me. But now, the amount of love and support that I get from basically different people in different parts of the Philippines and kahit sa ibang bansa, it's just really close mine. So maraming salamat po for always believing in, especially at times na ako talaga, there are times that I don't believe in myself. Pero when you have like hundreds of people who do, parang, what other choice do you have? Diba? Maraming salamat sa inyo kasi I'm inspired to always live my best life. Lalo na sa mga taong talagang hindi sumusuko. Maraming salamat sa mga letters and support nyo. And sana supportahan nyo pa din ako and yung mga sisters ko and yung mga upcoming pa rin ng mga drag queens. Kasi that's the only way now we can keep drag alive. So for those sa mga gustong mag-drag, you do you. Feel free to be who you truly are. If there's anything na sana na-inspire namin sa inyo, it's that you can invest in yourself, you can bet on yourself, and I swear that would be the best decision you ever have. Magpakatotoo lang kayo, huwag kayong mananakit ng iba, and just stay in your lane, do your best, and it's all gonna be worth it. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much, Eva. Thank you. This super surprise was planned by the team of Justin Kenneth Carandang and Aubrey De Los Reyes, edited by Shirley Paghiligan with the wonderful people of GMA Integrated News Digital. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Till the next surprise!